Hello Mercs, this is Mark 5 bringing you another X-Merc battle. Going to try it with a little bit different software this time so we can get some better results. This is my number 3 squad. It's all female, which just kind of happened to turn out that way. And I'm going to take them on just a pretty standard mission. If you notice, I've got some modules still up from the last battle, so I'm having to turn those off as I move. This is my standard setup. 2 snipers, 2 scouts, and a heavy. These guys or these gals are all still level 4, so none of them have gotten any specializations yet. And I'm just doing a standard move up.
Target spotted.
Like I said in my earlier video, this game does a lot of ambushes, and it kind of punishes aggressive play. So I tend to play fairly cautiously. I won't move my full move, especially with my lead scout, unless I make sure the area is clear. So in this case, my scouts identified something. I'm going to engage it with the snipers, which is pretty much how I handle a lot of my engagements. My snipers do a lot of the heavy lifting. I've got this squad in all Union armor with Union weapons from the PvP vendor. So this raptor comes up and he's almost dead. It seemed a waste not to go ahead and capture him since I have room in my containment. Raptors are a good source of raw Advenite, and there's never enough of that to go around. One of the reasons why I'm using my secondary squad is my main squad just had a rather unpleasant experience in an alien spaceship, and 4 of the 5 went down, and they've got like an hour to heal. I managed to end the mission with 1 scout alive. So I switch over to my secondary, or in this case my 3rd squad. My secondary squad's on an expedition. So I switch over and run these gals while the other team is healing. If you'll notice, one of my snipers doesn't have a shield. That one's in the cooker right now.
Quiet. Something there.
So I just spotted the nanite container. So I'm going to head over and take that. The thing about nanite containers is they're generally guarded, and the guarding is generally an ambush. So I like to go in and get everybody set up before I actually hit the button to collect the nanites. Because the last thing you want to do is run up, have your whole squad be at AP, and then hit the button. One thing about this game is, unless there's actually a turn limit, and there are a few scenarios where you have a turn limit, it does not pay to get in a hurry.
You hear that? Target spotted. Enemy spotted.
So we're dealing with some of the medium level arachnids. They are poisonous. Now that was my heavy, and she's using that chain gun that comes from the Union, and I really like that gun. As a matter of fact, it's the last heavy weapon that uses 2 AP to fire. After that, they start doing half damage of only 1 AP, and that's fine, except when you have the heavy weapon, it really uses one of the destroyer's skills. It makes it a lot more effective.
Got a hit. Magazine change. Reloading.
So here, once again, I'm just getting everybody back reloaded. Typically when combat happens, it happens pretty fast.
Magazine change.
So, yeah, you don't want to be out of ammo and you don't want to be out of AP. It'll send a lot of your people to the med tanks. Now, this team only has one cyborg. Actually, correct that. I have two. The heavy is level 1 cyborg, and one of the snipers is a level 1 cyborg. And speaking of that, I've kind of come to the conclusion that I'm not going to level all of my characters to level 4 cyborg. The level of cyborgs that I find important. Matter of fact, here's one right here. This sniper has level 1 cyborg, which means it's Cyclops, so it hits everyone in the line of fire. So when she fired at the far arachnid, the near arachnid took damage, and that is a must-have skill in my opinion. So if I have a sniper that dies, I cyborg them back up. Scouts, I pretty much don't spend the money on. And heavies, it just kind of depends. My main squad heavy is cyborg, and I'll probably take him all the way to 4. But I don't see any reason to bring my snipers past level 2. Because the way cyborg works is when you die, it requires the little cyborg implant to bring them back equal to their level. So if they're cyborg 1, you have to spend 1, if cyborg 2, etc. Now I've been told that a cyborg 4 only needs 2 to bring them back, but I don't have any of those, so I can't verify.
Need to change positions.
So a couple of spike wings pipe up. So I kind of felt like this next shot was kind of important, although I ended up selecting the wrong sniper. I'm in the 70s. I think this hit percent was in the 70s, so I went ahead and used an accuracy module because I really wanted to make this shot. Now, I ended up putting it on the wrong sniper because they got confused, but once I get it on the right sniper, it actually makes a difference and I get that hit. But the way I do it is as soon as I take those shots, I tend to turn those modules off. It's quite irritating. Excuse me. It's quite irritating to discover later on that you've been shooting modules every time and it really wasn't that important. So I'm trying to finish this guy off.
I'm moving out. Cover me.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons why I really probably shouldn't have brought him up, because it activated those 2 raptors. And now, I really didn't want that spike wing taking another shot, so I'm going to try to take him out with a grenade.
Frag out.
Because when I moved up with the wall, I couldn't see the spike wing. It's kind of a noob mistake there. Yeah, when they get close like this, I tend to leave in my heavy and get the AOE effect off of that big gun. Love that gun. It's unfortunate that that's the last heavy weapon that uses 2 AP. I mean, they take a little bit getting used to, but I really like them. I really do.
Kill the enemy.
So at this point, I killed the force predators. It's possible I could just run forward, grab the eggs, and be done with the scenario. But I've seen enough instances where hitting the objective all of a sudden makes more monsters appear, and then it changes your victory conditions. So even though I think I'm probably done with this one, I'm going to go ahead and proceed forward tactically just to make sure I don't get any surprises there at the end. I've lost people making that assumption that I was done, and I got a couple of cyborgs over that. So once again, I'm moving up using 1 AP so that if anything happens, any pop-ups, ambushes, anything like that, I can react. So far, the video has been a lot better on this one than my last one. I'm hoping this will be the last of my experiments, and I can actually start doing some of the more difficult battles. And this may end it right here. Yeah, it did. Alright, well guys, thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.